I never thought our wedding day would become a nightmare. As I stood at the altar, my heart raced with anticipation. The soft hum of the guests' whispers filled the room. My bride, Sarah, looked radiant in her white dress, her eyes filled with love. But little did we know that the true horror was about to unfold. The day started off beautifully. The sun was shining, and the venue was a picturesque garden surrounded by lush trees. Friends and family had gathered to celebrate our love, and everything seemed perfect. That is, until Chelsea, my estranged aunt, arrived with her unexpected guest. Rob, her date, was a tall, lanky man with piercing, unsettling eyes. He seemed out of place among the well-dressed wedding guests. Chelsea's eyes bore a strange mixture of anger and desperation as she introduced him to us. We had hoped our special day would mend old family rifts, but Rob's presence only deepened our unease. Throughout the ceremony, Rob's eyes never left us. He whispered strange incantations under his breath, words that sent shivers down my spine. Sarah noticed it too, and her grip on my hand tightened. We brushed it off, attributing it to wedding jitters. As the evening wore on, things took a sinister turn. Rob seemed to be everywhere, lurking in the shadows, his unsettling presence casting a pall over the festivities. Our guests began to whisper about him, sharing their discomfort. The atmosphere grew heavy with a sense of impending doom. During our first dance, I couldn't shake the feeling that Rob was watching us, his eyes filled with malice. As I twirled Sarah under the moonlit sky, I caught a glimpse of him disappearing into the darkness. I couldn't ignore it any longer. Something was terribly wrong. We decided to confront Chelsea about her date, but she claimed ignorance, insisting she barely knew him. The tension in the room grew thicker as we argued. It was then that Rob made his move. He lunged at us, a sinister smile stretching across his face. We barely managed to escape his grasp, but the commotion drew the attention of our guests. Panic ensued as they witnessed the unfolding horror. Rob, now overtaken by a malevolent force, chanted dark incantations that sent shockwaves through the garden. Desperation coursed through us as we fled. It was then that we remembered the advice of my late grandmother, who had always believed in the supernatural. She had taught us a way to protect ourselves from malevolent forces. A silver locket passed down through generations. In the midst of the chaos, we found the locket and clutched it tightly. As we held it aloft, a blinding light emerged, forcing Rob to his knees. He shrieked in agony, and the darkness that had enveloped him recoiled. Our guests watched in astonishment as the evil presence was vanquished. The wedding garden fell silent, and Rob vanished into thin air, leaving behind only a lingering sense of dread. As the sun rose on our wedding day, we knew we had narrowly escaped a terrible fate. The experience had changed us, making us believers in the supernatural, and forever bound by the locket's power. So, dear listener, remember that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places, even on your most joyous day. Keep your heart and mind open to the possibility of the unexplainable, and always be prepared to confront the darkness. The air was thick with excitement as my bride and I moved into our charming new home. We just tied the knot, and everything felt perfect. The house had a welcoming warmth, and life seemed to be unfolding in the most beautiful way. But little did we know that this idyllic beginning was the prelude to a nightmarish journey. One sunny afternoon, a package arrived on our doorstep, addressed to me. It was from Kyle, my wife's ex-boyfriend, and it came with a note that read, "Congratulations on your marriage. I hope you two have a wonderful life together." Inside the box, nestled among tissue paper, was a teddy bear with an old-school charm. Its button eyes and stitched smile exuded innocence, but the shiver it sent down my spine was anything but innocent. My wife thought it was a sweet gesture, a sign that Kyle had finally moved on. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off, so I decided to investigate. I examined the bear closely, and my fears were confirmed. Hidden within its soft exterior was a small camera lens and a tiny microphone. It was a sinister spy device. My heart raced and I rushed to show my wife the hidden camera. She was shocked, and anger began to boil inside her. We confronted Kyle, who denied any knowledge of the camera's existence. We couldn't prove his guilt, and he seemed genuinely puzzled by the whole situation. He left our home that day, but the eerie feeling of being watched lingered. As days turned into weeks, we couldn't shake the paranoia that had gripped us. We constantly felt eyes upon us, and every creak and rustle in the house seemed to have a sinister undertone. The teddy bear sat on a shelf, its eyes watching our every move. The breaking point came when we received an anonymous package containing a series of videos. The footage showed us, unawares, going about our daily lives, eating breakfast, watching TV, even our most intimate moments in the bedroom. The violation was unbearable, and we had to act. We hired a private investigator to uncover the truth, and he revealed that Kyle had indeed been spying on us. With solid evidence in hand, we took the matter to court. The courtroom became the battleground for our nightmare. As we presented our case, the tension in the room was palpable. Kyle's defense argued that he had no idea about the hidden camera, blaming it on a third party. But as the evidence stacked up, his facade began to crumble. In a chilling twist, as the trial reached its climax, Kyle's lawyer revealed a shocking fact. The teddy bear had been sending real-time footage to an unknown source. Someone else had been watching us through that innocent-looking bear. It wasn't just Kyle. There was a more profound, sinister plot at play. The court was left in silence as the realization dawned upon us. The case took a dark turn, and we were entangled in a web of deceit and voyeurism. The trial concluded with Kyle's conviction, but the questions surrounding the anonymous observer remained unanswered. The advice I offer to you, the listener, is this: if something feels off, investigate. In a world filled with hidden secrets and malevolent intentions, vigilance can be your greatest defense. Our story serves as a chilling reminder that even the most innocent of gifts can hide a sinister secret, and the truth can be darker than your worst nightmares. It was a long and exhausting day, and I just wanted to unwind. I settled into my cozy living room, flicking on the TV, and drifted into a restless slumber. Little did I know this night would become a living nightmare. As the hours ticked by, my subconscious wrestled with surreal dreams. I was stirred from my uneasy rest by a peculiar sensation, as if someone was watching me. My eyes slowly adjusted to the dim room, revealing a figure that sent shivers down my spine. A woman in a blood-stained wedding dress stood at the foot of my bed. Her face was hidden beneath a heavy veil. Fear gripped my chest, and I tried to scream, but no sound emerged. The room was ice cold, and my breath hung in the air like mist. I felt paralyzed, trapped in a waking nightmare. The woman in the wedding dress took a slow, deliberate step closer. Her voice, cold and haunting, whispered, "Where is he? Where is my groom?" Her voice sent a chill down my spine, and I stammered, "I don't know what you're talking about. You have the wrong house." But the intruder paid no heed to my plea. She moved closer, her veil brushing against the wooden floor. The dim moonlight revealed her pale, corpse-like hands, stained with dried blood. The room seemed to grow darker as she approached. I scrambled out of my bed, my heart pounding like a drum. I raced to the door, but she was quicker. Her bony fingers reached out, clawing at my shoulder. Panic coursed through my veins as I shoved her away and bolted down the hallway. Her eerie cries echoed behind me, filling the house with dread. I had only one desperate thought: the bathroom. I locked myself in, gasping for breath, and fumbled for my phone. I dialed 911, praying for salvation. The dispatcher answered, but the sinister wails of the uninvited bride reverberated through the house. Minutes felt like hours as I waited, crouched on the bathroom floor. The dispatcher assured me that help was on the way, but the woman's voice grew louder, more unhinged. She pounded on the bathroom door, her ghostly moans seeping through the cracks. Finally, the distant wail of sirens pierced the night, and I knew rescue was at hand. The uninvited bride's cries turned into a chilling crescendo as the police arrived. They stormed into the house and I heard them confront the intruder. I was safe, or so I thought. But when they removed her veil, they discovered her face was missing. Only a gaping, bloodied cavity remained. The officers searched the house for clues, but found none. The uninvited bride had vanished into thin air, leaving behind only a trail of terror and unanswered questions. The nightmare had ended, but it left scars that would never fade. The advice I offer now, dear listeners, is to always lock your doors and windows and never leave them open to the unknown. Evil can seep into the most secure of homes, and once it enters, it may never leave. Be vigilant, for the uninvited can arrive at any hour, and their presence can change your life forever.